Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle then for another stream on the channel. Welcome to the match preview. Leicester head down to the South Coast on Tuesday night as the Championship will now start to come alive from November up until the next international break in March. The Championship is going to be very interesting now going forward. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of different results we might see over the next few months, to be fair. A few surprises and all that. But Leicester head to the Red King Power Stadium on Tuesday night. Southampton Leicester Stadium. You can't compare them. It's just the different colours. But I am joined by my team. Steve, how are we?
Yeah, not too bad. Just reading some comments from a Birmingham fan on the prediction show, calling out Leicester for saying that Birmingham's a shithole. But I didn't say it. That was the Ipswich fans. So, my hands are clean.
There we go. I've got my good mate, a very good friend of mine from St. Mary's himself, Football Martin. How are we, Martin?
Jack, it's good to be here. I'm actually broadcasting this show. This is your show. I'll put it onto my channel as well. So there'll be a few extra people in the stream this evening, no doubt. A few Southampton fans will no doubt jump in with their score predictions, and they'll all be on a high after yesterday's game at the Valley, mate. It's good to see you, mate. Great to be back on the final whistle.
Lovely stuff. Guys, as always, hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to both channels, Football Martin and The Final Whistle. And we've got a lot to discuss tonight. Let's see who's in the chat. Where do we start? Rich, how are we? Jack and Co, a bit chilly and wet yesterday, but they got the job done. Fingers crossed for the trip to the South Coast. I mean, Jordan Ayew, could he have another say on this time round? I know last time he did when we visited there last season. Jack is never on time. Well, we were waiting for Martin. All right, we weren't ready. But
I take the blame. I had a few techie issues.
I was trying to chat for about 10 minutes. Yeah, Martin, I heard you're a massive fan of Asmir Begovic. That's the brother, by the way.
Yeah, top keeper. Nah, good goalkeeper. Not a very good boss. I'll leave it there.
Jack Brothers hilarious. Greetings, Tez. How are we, mate? Vestergaard winner. That'd be nice. Evening, everyone. You asked Martin on food reviews. Martin, where's best place to eat, mate? What's the best food spots in Southampton?
It depends where you what time you're in the city, really. If you're in the city at a decent time, Jack, the Dale Bar is actually quite nice at the ground. They've got a new pub that they've put in at St Mary's Stadium. It's actually decent. I'll be there pre-match on Tuesday. Great place to go, but there's loads of pop-ups around the stadium now. So the guys at Quackers are doing a really good job in terms of food, duck wraps, loads of different burger stalls. There's just like a really good offering now. Loads of chicken and chips and chicken tenders. But I do reckon, it's worth popping into the Dell.
What about not around the stadium? Somewhere a bit more sophisticated, Jack doesn't like sophisticated, but work's paying for my dinner, so I can go wherever. So where would you recommend?
Oh, there's a great place actually in Southampton. I think Annika's watching the live. She'd be able to name the chicken bar we go to. But there's a chicken bar right at the bottom end of the high street. It's a little bit of a walk from the ground actually, but they do some amazing chicken and rice dishes and chicken wraps, and it's all freshly cooked there. It's like quite a narrow little place. I think it's maybe called Peri Chicken, something like that. Oh, it's immense. I absolutely love it. If you like chicken, it's without question. It's like a real posh version of Nando's. So yeah, really good. Real good.
Nice. Whilst we're playing all these teams in the division with red and white striped shirts all in the same week, someone superstitious or something. Well, we played Stoke yesterday. They're a team who like to dress in red and white with stripes. Southampton the same. Sheffield United. That's a stat for you, actually. The 3 teams that we are facing, which of this week, including Stoke, they've all got red and white stripes. So there we go. There's an interesting stat for you. Birmingham is we're going to leave that one there. We'll leave for Rich to get the trouble for that one. Healthy chicken wrap, so nice and fresh. Hello, Annika.
That's Annika, yeah.
Is that the missus?
It is the missus, yeah. She's in the know for the food. She's a big football fan now. I've turned her into a Saints fan, Jack. Would you believe it? When I met her, she didn't like football, but live in my household, you're gonna be surrounded by it. And she's a avid Saints fan now. She had a bit of fear of missing out yesterday when I was at the Valley. She kept texting me. She's like, I'm missing out here.
Matt Letizia and Jamie Vardy, legends. Yeah, both done their bit for both clubs. Martin, let's talk about Southampton first. You've had a well-winded start to the season, should we say, Martin? Let's have a look where you sit ahead of this one. Where's my phone? There it is.
We moved nicely the last couple of games.
It's 16th. Will Steele's gone. You've now got the caretaker boss in. I'm not going to go and pronounce his name because I could pronounce it wrong. I'll let you do that. But
Tom Eckert,
yeah. No. 3 wins from his last 3 games, something Will Steele couldn't do when he was Southampton boss. What have you made from Southampton's start so far, Martin, in the 16 games as you sit 16th?
Oh, it was a tough start, Jack. I don't think any of us expected it to be easy this season, but I think with the signings we've made and the players we brought to the football club, I thought we would be in a really good position to go on and have a good season. I was quite excited by the managerial appointment, if I'm honest. When he arrived, I thought it was a brave appointment, being so young and he obviously not had managed in England. It was his first job here. It's always a tough gig because of getting relegated like we did and obviously not winning any games last year. But we won 2 games and one of the worst teams in Premier League history. It was always going to be a tough gig to take on, and I don't know, it just never got going from pre-season. We looked pretty toothless. It carried on into the season, and it just never really got any better. Like we didn't ever show any signs of improving under Steele, and the results just didn't come. Opening day against Wrexham was poor, but we got it over the line with 2 really late goals, and after that we went to Ipswich. Huffed and puffed. They were poor. We were poor. And I thought, whoa, we weren't great. And we come back, got beaten by Stoke, and it just you look at the South Coast derby. It was dreadful as a fixture, and we just looked so far short of being anywhere near good enough to compete in the top end of the Sky Bet Championship. And it's obviously. It got bad. It got bad because the manager got sacked because he wasn't getting the results. But I think there was a lot more to it than it wasn't just getting the results. I think on the training pitch, I don't think he was getting his message across. I think there's a lot more detail being given to the players now, and they've just started to turn it on now. I think we will see a very different Southampton side in the coming weeks, and what I've seen in the 3 games under him now, I'm seeing progression, which I didn't see under the previous manager.
Yeah, agreed. Martin, you're only 3 points off us, mate.
Yeah, we know we close in. The last 2 results have been good. The 2 before the international break, we obviously lost to Preston at home. Will still got sacked, and in came Tondra Eckert, and he was the under-21 manager. He took the 2 games that week against QPR away. Got a bit battered up there, really, but we scraped it a bit dirty, and then we got a victory against Sheffield Wednesday at home. And then obviously he's had the international break, and we obviously went to the Valley yesterday. We'll talk about that in a minute. And he's picked up 3 wins. Will still got 2 wins in the he got 2 wins in 13 games. Tondra Eckert has got 3 wins in 3. So fair play to him. He's done really well, and that's why we are where we are, because we've sorted out a lot of the issues that we were seeing early in the season.
Yeah. What have you made of the championship, Martin? Because you could win quite two, maybe 3 games, and you could be right up there. You could lose
Yeah.
2 or 3 and be right back down there. To be fair, so what have you made on the championship as a whole so far as a Saints fan? If you sort of watching it from a neutral perspective,
Yeah.
what have you made of the league so far and how it's quite tight this year, isn't it? But I know Coventry seems to be running away.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a poor league. I don't think there's. I think it's very much of a muchness. I don't think there's any, other than Coventry, who are running away with it at the moment. 37 points from 16 games is incredible. The fact they've scored 43 goals is just outrageous. They've been really good. Then you look at Borough have had a decent start, but I don't think they'll stay there. Stoke had a good start. They won't stay there. Bristol City, Preston, I think they're all peter off. And I still do believe that as the season goes, cream always rises to the top, doesn't it, in football? And I think that those parachute payment sides, ourselves, and I think Ipswich, I think we're all come good and we'll all be in the mix come the back end of the season. I just think we will. I think the cream does come. The cream should come to the top. And I think anyone can beat anyone. It's wide open. And I like the pace of it this time around. I think it's quicker than it was last time. I don't think it's as slow as it was last time. I think the speed and the power and the pace of it's a lot better, more technical players. I've enjoyed watching sides. I didn't think I'd enjoy watching, Jack. I'll be honest. I didn't think I was going to enjoy watching Stoke when they come in, but the best side I've seen on the day, in terms of not, obviously they've not been like they were against us every game, but on the day, they were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Poor guys, they have to go back to Stoke, don't they? That's the issue. I won't wish that on my worst enemy.
Steve, anything you want to ask Martin?
So there's obviously going to be a lot of comments in the chat, and you've probably had millions of comments in regards to a certain scoreline that happened a few years ago. I'm not going to broach that subject. I'm going to bring up a different scoreline, and that was last season's where we beat you with the last-minute winner. Do you see much similarities between that squad last season and this squad this season?
With ourselves?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a massive turnover of players. It feels very different this year in terms of the system we're trying to play, and then certainly the personnel. I think like the additions that we've made as well are like good additions. I think Fellows is a wonderful player. He really come alive yesterday. It's the first time I've really seen him. Like, West Brom fans were raving about him. I was like, I'm yet to really see what the hype was about. Yesterday, I finally saw it. Finn Azaz, I think, plays we've not had a really good out and out 10 for a while. He looks really good as a 10. I think actually we look. I think once we get the balance right with another transfer window, I think we'll be in a far better place. I just think obviously we're missing Ramsdale, who was a big plus last year. I think if you had him this year, we'd be a few points better off. And we lost Kyle Walker-Peters, Mateus Fernandez, but we've added a player, and you need to watch him at the weekend. You would have seen him. I think he's probably one of the best players in the championship at this moment in time. He's a young lad. He's in his mid-20s now. Leo Cienza. He is a left-sided midfielder, and he is absolutely phenomenal. He's brilliant. He's so good. Travels with the ball. He's quick. He's intelligent. He's a real leader, and I'll tell you what, he will play in the Premier League in the next year. Honestly, he will play in the Premier League. I don't see him being with us this time next year if we don't get promoted, because I think he's that good.
Sorry, my cat was scratching at the door.
Suffolk Crunches in mine. He said you got nice eyes, mate.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. The guy that is having a go at Birmingham, and then I'm the one that gets the shit for it. Hey, Rich, go on to the prediction show and reply back to the comment from the Birmingham fan. You threw me right under the bus there, you bellend.
That's it, yeah. Blame us Leicester fans. It's always our fault. Martin, talk to me about yesterday's game. 4-0 up in 22 minutes. Southampton took control of the game. As soon as they got the first goal, Charlton really started to struggle defensively. They were all over the place. I know you gave a few digs to Nathan Jones saying your football is basically shit. You dominated the first half. What was it, 5-1 at half time? you probably could have gone for more, Martin, but you decided to play it safe in the end, and we're quite happy with the result that you was getting in the first half. But what is your thoughts on the win? Because not many people have been able to go to Charlton and beat them. I think it's only Leicester and Southampton who have done that this season at the Valley.
Yeah, but they'd only let 12 goals in before yesterday in what, 14 games?
Yeah.
I thought we were brilliant. We started the game like so quick. We moved the ball faster. The systems had a tweak the way he set the team up. He's got the two wide men playing out wide. He's got the centre back stretching the pitch a bit at the back. And he's mixing up a bit of Martin ball with a bit of pace and quick transitions. They played quite a high line, Charlton. They went to come after us a bit. And I don't think they expected us to be so quick out the blocks. And we were really quick. Got the first goal after 14 minutes. And at that stage, Jack, we could have been 3-0 up. We had two really good chances before the goal. Adam Armstrong had a chance. Casper Yander had a really good chance. And neither converted. And Ryan Manning's opened the scoring with a header. It was great play from Fellows down the right-hand side, chips it in. Manning's there, and we score. And just the floodgates open. Every time we went forward, they just didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to deal with us. They just couldn't deal with Cienza's pace out on the left-hand side and Fellows on the right. I thought the performance of Adam Armstrong, I spoke about it a lot in my channel or across my shows. I thought Adam Armstrong played his best game I've ever seen him play in a Southampton shirt yesterday. He was absolutely phenomenal. We come of age. He's 28 years old and he's been written off a little bit. But I've got to say, his performance yesterday was phenomenal, Jack. He linked play, scored, was assisting. Everything good yesterday was him. And I think look, we'll walk out that way with a massive amount of they'll be really buoyant now walking into Tuesday night's game. And I think anybody that was doubting whether they were going to go to the game and buy a ticket, I think they would have done now after the viewing yesterday, because it was the first 25 minutes, probably the best 25 minutes I've ever seen as a Saints fan. I'm not going over the top. It was that good. It was that good.
Would you say that's the best you performed in the last three games? You look at your three wins. You've had Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, Charlton, obviously the QPR game and the Sheffield Wednesday game. Southampton wasn't really great in them games, was they, Martin? You look at the performances, but then you go to Charlton and you completely, you'd annihilated them basically. The game was finished.
To bits.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that how you think the manager's really improved them? Do you think he's gave them a lot more belief in themselves now, picking up that big win at the Valley for the season ahead now going forward?
Just let him take the shackles off. He just let him take the shackles off. He got players where they need to be on the pitch. He got a young lad in midfield, Cameron Bragg, come out the under-21s. We're a bit short in midfield. And he had total faith in him yesterday to come and step in and play. You know, people say, "Oh yeah, we're waiting for a test." And they talk about Leicester being a test. You know, we talk about Millwall being a test. I still think Charlton was a test for us yesterday because they'd not let a lot of goals in, and we absolutely dealt with it yesterday. With we just the likes of Bragg stepping up, and just little tweaks to the team made all the difference. Really, we played the same system that we did with Will Steele. It was just the fact he's tweaked it a bit and he's got his message across what he wants to do. Look, I'm not going to get too carried away because we could be brought back down to earth very quickly on Tuesday night, if we're complacent. But the signs that I've seen, like the improvement since Tonda's come in, has been good, because it was at an all-time low, Jack. Things were it was terrible down here. There was a lot of toxicity towards the ownership. Obviously, the manager was under pressure. It felt really broken. And I look at the performance yesterday, and it's such a contrast to anything I've seen, not just this year. I'm going back last year. I didn't see a performance like that under Russell Martin. That first half, I didn't. I cannot remember the last time I saw a performance like that. I'm going back to the stage when Ronald Koeman was the Saints manager and we had Tade, Mane and Pella playing out front. That's how good it was. Yeah. I may be getting a bit carried away. People watching on my channel think, "Geez, Mike, you're getting carried away." But got to say what you see. And I was just really, really, really like that young lad mentions about weak points, Jack Stevens. I think he's been phenomenal for the last 3 games. I think a big turnaround in the performances by actually having him back in the side. And he does the simple things well. And you need leadership on the field, Jack, when you're in the Championship. So, yeah, I'm feeling really positive at the moment. And I felt pretty dejected 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Steve, Leicester. I think we've started to pick up the results, haven't we? We went on a bit of a slump of form. Last 2 games, we've won our games back to back now, 2-1. Stoke yesterday at home. Patson Daka and Stefan Mavididi scored for Leicester. 2 shots on target, 2 goals, 3 points. It's not always how you play, is it, Steve? It's about picking up them points that matters in the Championship. And obviously Stoke were no pushovers yesterday. They went and proved it, how good they were going forward. That every time they attacked, they looked like they could score goals. But you look at how Leicester defended as a team yesterday. They were resolute. They did look quite sharp. They defended everything apart from the goal that Stoke did score. But how good was it to sort of see that a bit more commitment and a bit more fight from the players?
Brutally honest, we were incredibly lucky that we came away with a win. We could have been 2-0 down before we even scored a goal. There was a couple of opportunities where they could have finished it, but we got quite lucky. Yes, our goals were good. I won't take that away from the team, that they were good finishes. And yes, you're right. What I meant by skip with the assist was the skip was a through ball to Abdul, who then took it on. So, yeah. But overall, it was another poor performance that we continuously do it. You know, we were poor against Norwich for 70 odd minutes. We had 2 shots on target yesterday, which just isn't good enough for a side that is looking potentially to get promoted. So, yes, whilst it's good getting wins and points on the board when you're not playing well, but when you've not played well for 16 games so far this season, actually, I think there's only 1 game where you can say we've played okay for the majority, and that's the Birmingham game. Overall, it's not great. But you just got to hope that getting wins on the board breeds confidence, and the players come out and put in a performance. Let's be honest, though, the team do prefer to play away from home at the moment because the atmosphere at the King Power is quite bad. Even when we were 2-0 up yesterday, there wasn't many. It wasn't a sort of party atmosphere because we were all like, well, if they score another goal or if they score after half time, we could be in for a hiding. And they did score after half time, and we were like, shit, here we go again. But we held on, which was good. But yeah, just there are positives to take, but also there's a lot of sort of caution still because we're just not putting in the performance at all.
Yeah,
a bit depressing there, but that's my brutally honest opinion on the game.
I think Marty come out after the game and said, it's not the end of the world. It's only November. And it is frustrating the way we play. And we just don't like it looks like picking up in performances. It was good to see this striker actually scored a goal yesterday. Patson Daka after 300 and what you want to call it 3-5-3. I'll call it 3-5-4 because that's what it come up with at the end of the game. So,
well, it was incorrect because I went back and checked all the dates to make sure it was correct.
Right, you have checked it, right?
I have checked it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All of my stuff on Twitter is facts, Jack. Every single thing, everything.
Apart from one lineup, yeah.
Hey, I got told by 2 separate people, and then Locks confirmed it, so it's on Locks.
That's it. Martin, what's been your thoughts on Leicester? Are you surprised of how slow we have started?
Yeah, no, I've been a little bit, to be honest. I just thought I'm surprised by all 3. You know, I'm surprised by Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton. I thought it was quite a good managerial appointment, actually, though it was quite late. You know, they made that appointment late, Leicester. I thought Cifuentes, knowing the division was somebody that would be able to guide you through the league. Whether he's going to be able to do it at the top end, I'm not sure he was the number 1 choice. Am I right in saying, was he not the number 1 choice?
No, he paid his way to be here. It was just basically we were desperate, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised with what they've got at their disposal, that they're not performing like they could be. And
Yeah.
it feels like a very similar situation that we had here. It does, when I look at it and I talk to Leicester fans, and it just doesn't quite, yeah, it just doesn't feel like it's maybe clicked for you guys like it hasn't clicked for us. Just didn't. Whether that's a managerial thing because we've changed manager and things look very different now. Is it a managerial thing? Because like, how many of those players have you got in your squad now that were in it when you absolutely dominated the league 2 years ago? You got a lot.
Yeah, but 2 years on, different style of play, different managers.
I think we've got weaker
different
team.
atmosphere around the club as well. So
It all
there's a
affects
lot
it,
of
doesn't
things
it?
that go into it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. The change of manager, the manager's trying to change style. The thing is, when you change manager like repetitively, like you guys have done, we have done, you buy for a manager and a style, then you change manager, then you buy for another style, and then you have somebody else scouting players who has a different idea to the person that was scouting them before, and then in the end, you end up with it's a mismatch of players and a squad that feels not very balanced. And maybe that's the situation we've got in. That's how it feels to me. I don't know what it's like at Leicester, but in terms of players, you've still got a very good squad of players. But whether Marti Cifuentes would be the man to do it, I'm not convinced he'd be there by the end of the season. I might be wrong am I wrong in saying that from the outside looking in? I just don't see the fans being able to put up with it.
You're not at all, because I've said it for the last number of weeks that unfortunately for Marty, he would be the perfect manager next summer, where the club has money to spend. There's a lot of players leaving out the door, gives us plenty of wages to and that'd be great. He can rebuild himself. He's a manager that's come in and had effectively 1 day in the transfer window to bring 3 players in on loan. One of them got sent off on its debut and then has been injured for a while now because he got injured against Swansea. Carranza is a striker that just doesn't fill me with any confidence. And then on that they got right is JJ. So he's trying to play a style of football with a lot of players that clearly don't want to be at the club. That your Wout Fass, as much as he's putting in some performances, Harry Winks is another one that's going to be out of contract in the summer. Ricardo looks like he should be sent upstate and gone to the retirement farm. He's 32 now and just constantly injured. There's Patson Daka and Samare as well. These players that haven't been consistent for us for a number of years that are taking big wages that will leave in the summer. And then the manager, if we don't get promoted, I think Marty will go. And the manager we bring in will then have effectively a clean slate. There's players that want to be here and money that we'll have to spend. So, yeah, I feel for him a little bit because I just don't think that he is the man that will be here in the summer. That's for sure.
There you go. Scummy says that all about recruitment and your club looking all in the same direction. That's the thing. It just feels with Leicester, we have different visions with different people. Obviously, it was good. Go on.
Sorry, Jack. Just really quickly. Obviously, we took Martin Glover from you guys, right? Is your director, your chief scout at the time, Martin Glover?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, from Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could have been somebody going in that direction. We've gone through so many in recent years. It's like hard to keep track of like who's in, who's out in terms of recruitment. But yeah, he may well have done. Yeah.
Yeah, he was head of scouting from 2018, 2019 to 22-23. So we took him from you guys. And, he's unearthed a few decent gems so far, but also he's, okay, I can't really blame him for the IU and the skip sort of deals because they're the ones that Steve Cooper wanted to bring in. But I think if you've got a technical director that's going to come in the summer to work with Glover who can find a gem, and then I was going to ask if you like what he had as an impact at Southampton, but if he's not really that, if you don't really remember him, they didn't do a good job.
I think there's people working above him. Yeah, I think there was people working above him from what I remember. Like Joe Shields was in a couple of years ago, and he had people working in like the scouting network below him. The scouting network's always been fairly big down here. It's gone through massive transition last couple of years, but it was fairly big.
Let's talk about the game. Southampton versus Leicester. the Red King Power Stadium, as we like to call it. You've now got the away end in the same place we've got ours at the King Power now, Martin. You sort of swapped it around to match it, mate. You can just change the colour of it if you want on Tuesday night, mate. But no, tough game again. Leicester probably been better on the road this season than we have at home. We probably feel we have more of our shackles off away from home. We probably play our better football. Southampton in form, Leicester in form. Two sides who will very much look to kick on. What is your thoughts out of this one, Martin? Because Leicester have a good record at Southampton.
Yeah, we owe you one at our place, that's for sure. That feels different to how I probably felt about the fixture a few days ago. I was a bit worried about going to Cheltenham because I thought it was going to be really tough.
Yeah,
we obviously go on there. We've got confidence. Three back-to-back wins coming home where we're not as good, but Tuesday night under the lights, we owe Leicester one big time at home. And you've got, like you say, you've got a fairly decent record against us. Look at what happened last year, the year before. You could go on, but I feel really positive about it in terms of how buoyant we should be after the weekend. I think he's got a couple of little gems on his hands in terms of players in the squad, the style of play, and he's got some great players to bring off the bench as well. So if he needs to rotate the squad, which he might need to, I think he's got a way of doing it. But if we could play with the pace and the speed that we played at in the first 25 minutes yesterday, I think we'll give anyone a very, very good game this season. And that's for me. I just want to see a style of play like I saw yesterday again, and just keep progressing and build on what we did yesterday. I think it will be, it will be go pound for pound, Nathan Jones would say. But I think it'd be really, really highly contested. I think it's a far bigger test for Saints though, against a Leicester side that have parachute payments like ourselves come down with us. I think it's a far bigger test than a side that's come out of League One and not spent a great deal of money, So I think it's a tough game, mate. I really do.
Steve, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, obviously, you guys are full of confidence now with your new caretaker that will be given the job come the end of the week, no doubt. It'll be a difficult game, and you're right, Martin, that I think you guys do deserve, or not so much deserve, but that there will be some payback for sure. That we've definitely given you a few terrible memories in the last few years. With Leicester coming down to you guys. I personally hope that isn't the case for us. I hope that we give you another poor memory. I'm really sorry to say it, but that's the football for you. But I think it will be a good game. You're in confidence, and whilst we're not playing well, we have players that can do a job. So I think overall it'll be a really good game, and I'm just glad that I'm not getting on a bus driving 3 hours down and then getting on a bus back. Jack?
It's all right, mate. You got to get there somehow. I could have got the train, but the last train's at like 9 o'clock, and I don't fancy just one off.
Yeah, and you'll end up missing the 7th and 8th goal for Leicester at that point. So
let's not discuss that. I was there that night actually. Great game, by the way.
You were there?
Ryan Bertrand got sent off.
Yeah, and then not a great night, was it? If you're a Saints fan.
Then we ended up buying 2 of your 9-nillers, should we call it? Which did really work out for us in European football, didn't it? Signing them types of players. But no. Tough game. It's going to be who can take their chances. Both sides like to play in transition. The midfield battle will be key this game. Jordan James has been fantastic, by the way. If we can put in his type of performances, I think we'd do quite well at St Mary's on Tuesday night. Patson Daka, if we can get another goal out of him and he can take his chances on Tuesday night, then we'll see. But Mavididi and Fatawu seem to play quite well against you lot. I know you lot you're not the greatest defensively, are you? But then again, no, neither are we. So I think that's what it's going to be. Who can keep the ball out quite a lot? Who can defend better is what I'd say in the game. There's obviously effective players for you. Obviously, is it Shienza? Is it the winger?
Yeah, he's really good.
Pace. He's got power. Good on the ball. I'm hoping Mavididi can rekindle his form now after getting that goal yesterday, which was much needed for him. For Tawu, I want to see better from him. I think he's been really frustrating, Martin, to be fair. He's not really had the greatest of starts. He's scored a few wonder goals, fantastic, but I want to see a lot more from him because he seems to get a lot more frustrated now, which I think it's because it's probably the way that he relies on himself too much to go and do a lot more. The defence itself, what we got, Luke Thomas out on Tuesday night with the 5th yellow card, so I think we'll see a makeshift defence. Obviously, we've got your mate Begovic in goal, Martin, which he's been very key for Leicester in the last 2 games. He's made some.
Was he man of the match yesterday? Did I see he was man of the match?
Yeah, man of the match. Yeah.
So it says a lot when the goalkeeper's man of the match, doesn't it?
It does, but it shows how much Leicester let teams onto us too much. I think that's what it shows. We can't afford to let Southampton play the way they did against Charlton against us, because that creates a lot of space. We obviously like to play out from the back. You lot are the same, and this is it's about cancelling each other out on Tuesday now. Obviously, you obviously think you always won after all the torment we've gave you over the years. But then you lot gave us one in that relegation season from the Prem, didn't you, Martin Wade? Beat us 1-0 with Alcaraz. So we've had our fair share of bad memories. And I think we just got to take our chances. We've got to be up for the game. I'm hoping we can perform for longer than 20 minutes away from home, because we seem a side who just seems to turn up for 20, 25 minutes in a game. And we obviously do get goals in them times, but Marty, I think I want to see a lot more from him. I just think he doesn't know his best 11. What's Ross saying? Yannick will bag a goal on Tuesday night. What was your thoughts, Martin, on Vestergaard? Obviously, he's not blessed with this.
No, he's slow, isn't he?
Is it? Do you think he's a championship defender?
Yeah, he's a bang average championship defender, probably, though. Let's be honest.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm not sure he's a great defender.
Very slowly.
I do. Yeah, would I take Jack Stevens or would I take Yannick Vestergaard? I'd take Jack Stevens all day, every day. And a lot of Saints fans don't rate Jack Stevens, but I still take Jack Stevens over Yannick. Look, I think it was unbelievable when they come in. What did you pay for him in the end? It was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, wasn't it, at the time?
£15 million.
Yeah, it was an outrageous amount of money. I think we bit your hands off when you rocked up with that sort of cash.
we could have paid 30 the season before.
Yeah, he was. Look, he's never been blessed with pace, is he? I think he's quite strong in the air, but never blessed with pace and never worth that amount of money. So, yeah, you're right. I guess he'll end up running. I don't know what his contract is with you guys. He'll probably end up running it down and leaving on a free, won't he? Is that where you're probably at with him now?
Got another 18 months.
Oh God, it was a long contract.
They gave him a 3-year deal in the summer, last summer.
Oh dear.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's going to be a tough one to move on then.
Especially because he's on 60 grand a week.
Let's be fair. They don't come for cheap, Martin.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money.
A win for you, like Martin, would probably take you up to about 8th, depending on results. You then look at Leicester. A win for us would, a point from the playoffs. So a win for us would put pressure on the other teams again. But midweek games. I don't know, Martin. Do you find midweek games quite boring?
Yeah.
You don't really get that same effect, do you, from a weekend game?
No, I don't. I like the Championship. You get a lot more 3:00 kickoffs. I'm not a massive fan of these lunchtime kickoffs. I prefer a midweeker over a lunchtime kickoff. I don't like a Friday night game particularly, to be quite honest. But No, I think under the lights there's a place for it. You know, when the pitch is damp, the ball's moving quicker, the high vis balls on the pitch. Yeah, I quite enjoy it, Jack. You know, there's something about it. I do enjoy a midweek game, and look, if you can get an early goal in these games and you're at home, it can be a really good place to be. But they're quick back-to-back games, aren't they? You know, you play on Saturday, you get you get Sunday, Monday off, and you're straight back in on Tuesday. The turnaround's quick. It's a lot for the fans, a fair bit for the players as well, and you just have to like try and get momentum. But I think if you're a momentum team, they can be really good. If you've got the momentum, it's just like when you've got injuries and you're a bit shot, it becomes a little bit of a problem.
I agree. Injuries are they're the worst part, aren't they? Especially when you get your key players out. Obviously, Leicester would know about bloody injuries. A lot of the amount of times we've had injuries since moving to this new training ground. Martin, let's have a look at last time we played you at St Mary's. Should we talk about the Premier League one or should we talk about the Championship one?
Sorry, Jack, I lost you there, mate.
Should we talk about the Championship fixture or the Premier League one? Which one do you want to look at?
Well, I don't know. The Championship fixture was not great. I remember both of them. We got beaten in both, and you beat us both times last year as well, didn't you? So it's hard to talk about any of them as a Saints fan. They're both absolute shock. They're all shockers from what I remember.
I'll tell you what, we'll do the Championship. Vardy scored within the opening 21 seconds of that game.
Yeah,
Mavidi scored, McAtee, and who was the other one? Was it Ndidi? Did Ndidi score, Steve?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And then was it Adozie scored for Southampton?
Yeah, I think it was Adozie that scored. It was one of those games, wasn't it? It was just like, it was just utterly frustrating as a Saints fan to watch, and you knew what was going to unravel, Jack. You knew what was going to unravel.
That's what I said about when we spoke about it, didn't we, Martin? You was on a poor run of form then, weren't you? Under was it Russell Martin you had then? You didn't really get started. Was it the first 8 games? You struggled at the start.
First 4 we lost 4 on the spin, didn't we? We played. We lost to yourselves, Ipswich, Borough, and we got thumped at Sunderland. And it was a really, really tough start to that season, that campaign, and. They were calling for the manager, and then he took us on a 25-game unbeaten run, and it was just like, it turned around. But you know, it's funny how football goes, Jack. That's for sure.
Shall we talk about your points deduction you're going to get? Hey, we can talk about that, Jack, mate. Steve, obviously Leicester are in court this week, aren't we, mate? About the PSR situation with the Premier League. Let's discuss it.
Yes. So. What you'll find out here, Jack, the other Jack, not you, Jack, the Jack in the comment, is that I am quite level-headed, and I will be completely honest with you. We deserve the points deduction. The club has been a mess for a while, and the fact they fought it a couple of years ago and beat the Premier League and EFL just put more light onto it, in all honesty. The club themselves have not been ran properly for a very, very long time. They've made a lot of mistakes. And if you're spending 125% of your revenue on wages, you're only going to get screwed over by that, especially if you get relegated. We tried to buy ourselves out of the Championship a couple of years ago. That happened. It worked. But unfortunately, we got relegated again. The fact that the charges themselves, you'll get at least a 6-point deduction based on what we lost over that period of time. If you compare it to the Forest and Everton situation, that would be 6 points. The other 2 charges in regards to giving your accounts in late, that could range from a points deduction to a fine to a transfer embargo, and then the other one being failing to cooperate with the Premier League and the EFL could also result in a fine deduction or transfer embargo. You won't meet many Leicester fans that say just accept the punishment and move on. That won't say accept the punishment and move on, because at this point, the longer you leave it, the longer you draw it out, the worse it's going to get for you. So just if it's 6 points and you get a fine, accept it. Stop fighting it. But it turns out they're going to fight it by all accounts. So I personally think that, yes, the case we heard this week, but I think we'll get a result in the middle of December. It will happen for January, because then if we fail the accounting period for the current season, last season, which was obviously December to January to December or whatever, we could see ourselves getting another points deduction early next year in the same season. So honestly, if the club are confident that they've not failed it, we'll see. But no, Ross, you're wrong. You're not. You're completely wrong, because the club made the mistakes, and they deserve to be punished for the mistakes they've made. Whilst it's all well and good going on and taking on the Premier League, that's great. But we're not in the Premier League. We're in the Championship. And, you know, the club has made significant errors in giving wages out to players that do not deserve these wages. So I don't agree with you, Ross, in all honesty.
There we have it.
Sorry, I just every time we talk about the points deduction, I just feel like, because a lot of people will expect Leicester fans to be like, oh, it's bullshit, we shouldn't get it. No, we deserve it. It's as simple as that. We do. The club has been run so poorly that it you know, and about time that they've had some comeuppance with it, because we've cheated a lot. I'll say it. We have.
Well, there we go. Martin, what's your thoughts on the Leicester situation with PSL? Because I know a lot of people are rubbing their hands and waiting to see what Leicester get with it, and some Championship fans will say, you know, I can't wait to see Leicester get these points deductions so we can move over ahead of them and that, and there could be so many points behind us. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, the rules are there, and obviously in a lot of these clubs, they don't abide to the rules. You know, I'm more intrigued actually to see when they're going to deal with Man City, because that's been lingering forever. You know, they seem to go quite hard on say like a Leicester, but when are they going to deal with Man City? It just no.
Can I just jump in with the Man City thing just really quickly? Obviously, it's a legacy thing with Man City. It's based over the last sort of 15 or so years. So 115 charges. Yeah, it's a lot more complicated than a Leicester City that's breached 3 charges. And I believe
is it 3 charges you breached, is it?
Well, exactly. And the Premier League themselves needs to make sure that they get every single thing correct in that case, because they will be taken to courts and they'll lose everything in regards to appeals and stuff if it's not sort of dotted and signed properly. So I understand why it's taking such a long period for that, because it's a historical thing. It's a legacy thing that's gone on for many, many years. So I imagine we'll find out sort of middle of next year with Man City, but they won't get relegated, because why would they relegate one of the biggest clubs in the league? You know, they'll give them a massive fine, a transfer embargo for a couple of years, and that'll be it.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm watching it obviously with you know, like everyone else. I've been intrigued to see what they do. Very intrigued.
Have you seen they potentially opened a new case with the City versus QPR game after the comments from Mark Dean on the overlap? What?
I don't think they'll do anything, because it wasn't necessarily corruption in the sense of they down calls. Yeah, I understand. Sorry, my watches have got a normal heart rate because I'm getting annoyed about PSR and Leicester. I think that's a load of bollocks. I don't think they'll come anything out of that, because look, there have been times, you could even say Leicester got very fortunate in regards to winning the Premier League, where some teams might have not given 100%. They might have given sort of 98, 97. And when QPR was safe, why did they care if they gave the ball away and they conceded another goal? You know, you still have to score the goal. It wouldn't have gone on for 10, 15 minutes extra until they score, would they? So, you know, just accept it and move on.
Yeah, I think this is what we've got to do. Get it over quickly. The EFL are obviously waiting to see what the Premier League do, aren't they? And they're going to want to throw the book at Leicester. Of course they are, because they don't like us. We pissed them off that much, Martin. They're like, it's about time we dealt with you lot properly. And this is what they're going to do. They're going to really say, okay, then Leicester, well, you've had your time. You got away with it last time. This is what we're proposing to you this time. You can fight it all you like. They've closed the loopholes, and whatever charges come, we've just got to take, to be fair, and it can affect our season. It is what it is. If it's a fine, a transfer embargo in January, or a points deduction, it's going to be significant either way, in it, to how Leicester approach it now in the next week, and how Dick DeMarco and his team can get Leicester probably the softest slap on the wrist, Martin, because it probably isn't going to be that. But no, regarding Leicester, we need to turn up the way we turned up at St Mary's in the Championship season, not last season, where we bloody let you 2 goals up in the first opening. Was it 20 minutes, Martin? We let you score 2 goals.
Yeah, Saints were 2-0 up inside about 20 minutes. Yeah, remember it well. I think it was Joe Aribo got the first, didn't he? I can't remember who got the second.
Was it Cameron Archer?
Yeah, maybe Cameron Archer. One of very
Yeah.
few goals that he scored last season.
Yeah, we need the Enzo Maresca type of performance against Euro if we're going to win the game. To be fair, we need to be hot on our heels. Let's chat to you about a couple of foot in both camps. And then we'll talk about the team and the score prediction. Ryan Bertrand is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we signed him on a free, gave him about 80 grand in wages in the end, and Stevie year with an extension to another. David Connolly, Mark Draper, Nathan Dyer, proper legend in, by the way, Nathan Dyer.
Nathan Dyer was a good player.
Yeah.
Matt Oakley played for both, didn't he?
Matt Oakley's on here, yeah. Dean Hammond, good midfielder for Southampton, played a pivotal part in
really
that.
Good. Yeah, he was really important for a long period of time, Dean Hammond. With us a good few seasons, mate, as well. Maybe 3 seasons with us. It was decent, mate. Great lad as well.
Matt Mills, we paid £5 million for him from Reading. He were crap, basically. Rich shit attitude and
Gucci belt.
Danny and Gesson.
Yeah, Danny and Gesson. There's a couple of goalkeepers in there, Jack, as well, isn't there? A couple of goalkeepers that played for both of us as well. I believe it was Casey Keller. He played for you, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Tim Flowers played for us as well. Played for you as well, I think. So.
Kevin Phillips.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Phillips.
What a striker, by the way. And obviously, we had him in the back end of his career.
Yeah, it was quality. Absolutely quality.
Matt Mills' only goal for Leicester was against Southampton. Martin, do you sort of have that sort of initiative where former players always come and score against you? I know we do.
Jeff Kenner, did he play for both clubs, by the way? That's a good question. Someone's just asked that in my chat. I'm just looking now.
Who the fuck is Jeff Kenner?
He's a right back. He was a right back. 60. Yeah, he was a very, very good player as well. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, he was a right back, but like really solid. He ended up at Blackburn, I think, in the end. Maybe in that title-winning campaign. But yeah, he was a good player, really good. I don't think he played for Leicester though.
Jack will never have heard of him. You know, he's Jack was born in '97, so he doesn't even know what dial-up broadband that is a dial-in broadband that we all had.
Mickey Adams.
Mickey Adams, yeah, it was, great lad, Mickey Adams.
Nigel
great lad. Oh yeah, he managed both of us. Nigel Pearson.
Centre's bloody down, mate, and then ended up coming on.
Are you an ostrich? Are you an ostrich?
It is honestly. Who else did we have? Claude Powell.
Yeah, Claude Powell. Yeah,
brought in some good players, Martin. British football were fucking dire.
Yeah, terrible football. Terrible football. Yeah,
it's
boring,
mate. Like watching paint dry.
Boring. So the most boring time being a Southampton fan, that was.
It is ridiculous. But I think, is it Russell Osman 1-0?
Yeah, could have done actually. Russell Osman. But I don't know. Nugent always scored past the Saints, Ipswich, and Norwich. Yeah, he did. Good one from Nigel. Yeah, he's correct on that.
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, mate.
Yeah. It'd be ideal for you, Jack.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Perfect. Yeah, he's a really good player. He's got a lovely touch. He's superb in the 6-yard box. Bullet headers. He's magical player.
Is it? No, I'm all right, thanks, mate.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
I could have said the
great hair.
Naka, mate. We could have gave you him, but if he didn't score yesterday, we'd have been offering you him, Martin.
Yeah, we're all right for goalkeepers. Thanks, Ross.
Begovic.
We're all right for keepers, mate. I think he did try and get a move there at one stage. He was linked with us in the summer. I was like, please no.
Do you want to sign Ross? You can have him if you like. Take him.
As a fan.
Take him. Yeah, take him.
He'd have to scrap the blue face paint, though, that's for sure.
Face
He
paint.
he got very lucky.
we
Yeah,
could-
if Daka had scored yesterday a second goal, he would have to shave his eyebrows off. So he got very lucky.
He could if we could face paint him in red, we could get him dancing with P. Dawson in the chapel.
There you go, Ross. What do you think? I know it's a long way to go.
What do you reckon, Ross?
But you know.
Or we could just get you together on Tuesday night and have a dance off.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that'd be probably the most entertaining thing, mine. To be fair,
We could text him saying
I won't be there.
Dance off for you. Oh, you're not there. We'll video it for you. It's fine. We'll
Yes,
Oh
video
no,
it.
I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game. I just don't want to see that.
Yeah.
we'll stick it on TikTok for you, mate. You'll see Paul Dawson come to the Leicester fans after the game, Steve.
Sorry.
You'll see P. Dawson come to the Leicester fans after the game, and he'll do his dance in front of the Leicester fans. He does it for
Is
every
that
away fan now.
the large guy that I see dancing on Twitter all the time?
The bold guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no one gives him a full kit to wear. Hopefully,
If I move like that,
some-
pull my back, mate.
yeah. Somebody decided to give him a full kit before the game against Portsmouth and dressed him in it. I was like, why?
Is he
have
a
they
bit
done
like
that?
the guy with the bell at Portsmouth? Then is he that sort of?
No,
Right.
two different sets
Nah.
of fans.
I know they're two
Yeah,
different. I know that. What I mean is like, is he that like the equivalent of like the Portsmouth bellman? Is he the Southampton version of that?
Is he well known?
He's quite well known. Yeah.
Best
Well,
player.
it's like that- Westwood, you're talking about John Westwood. Yeah, John Westwood is just a nut job. Yeah, he doesn't travel away though, this guy. So Dawson does home games only. Westwood's a bit more avid. He's up and down the country and getting like banned from different grounds. But yeah, no, he's got a few issues, bless him, Paul, I think. But yeah, he's a lovely guy. Lovely guy.
I'll tell you what, I want to meet him on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, you will, mate. You'll meet
I'm
him.
going to dance off with him. Dawson versus Whistle, mate. We're going for it.
Yeah.
Best player for Leicester this season, Jordan James.
Yeah.
He's all right, Paul Dawson. You know, he's obviously well known in the Southampton fan base. I've seen a lot of TikTok videos of him dancing and that. You know, if I dance like that, mate, I might end up on Strictly Come Dancing. You know, I might have to get him to teach me a few dance moves. Saints storm into victory on Tuesday night.
It won't be easy.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. I agree, mate. You know, we've got bloody Ross, mate. He's harmless. He loves his food reviews, Mark, mate. He's not too much into dancing. Martin, team mate, what do you think he'll change? Do you reckon he'll make enough changes, or do you think he'll stick with the same team that played Charlton?
I think it's really hard to change a winning team that's been that good. I think Cameron Bragg will be the only question mark whether he can play 2 games in a short session. He should be able to.
Yeah.
I think the idea was to rest Flynn Downs yesterday, so he was available for the game against you on Tuesday. Your 2 central midfielders yesterday, Harry Winks, and who else played with him yesterday?
Oliver Skip.
Yeah, the 2 experienced central midfielders. It just depends if we want to put 2 young lads in there against your 2 experienced lads. Now, bearing in mind Yander's quite young, he's fresh out of Germany. He looks a good player. I think Flynn Downs might just come back into that central midfield role, but I don't think there'll be any changes to the side at all, really.
Steve, Leicester.
Well, we know that Luke Thomas won't play because he's suspended. With the most bozo suspension ever. Fancy getting a yellow card because you held onto the ball from a throw-in, and then when the player went to get the ball, he then kicked it to another player. Hello, I'm Luke Thomas. I'm a fucking idiot. So he won't be there. Ricardo doesn't play 2 games in a week, so he'll be dropped. I imagine with Hamza coming in.
I think it'll be a makeshift 3 at the back then.
No, I think a Coley comes in a right back. I think you'll get Fass and Vestergaard, maybe a Luco.
Yeah.
And then from that point, I don't think you'll see many changes. Dak will start up front, Mavididi, and James will still be in that position in the 10, which we don't like. But
Could
yeah,
see Bobby Reid.
No, I don't. I think he stays on the bench.
I hope that James plays in that number 8 position and he's better in that midfield. It depends what he thinks, because obviously we've got Southampton, Sheffield United on bloody Saturday. I'm glad Tom Cannon scored today, by the way, Martin, in the Steel City derby, mate, because former players
Yeah, I
are
saw that.
on the horse.
Yeah.
Martin, score prediction, mate.
Oh, tough. Really hard. It's hard to call, isn't it?
It is. It'd be a good game, I reckon.
We've been the draw specialists this year. We've had a lot of draws. We have been the XG kings of the division, but we've just started to find the back of the net. I've got to say the confidence, I think, from the weekend should put us in good stead. I'm not going to get carried away with the result against Charlton yesterday. I'm going to sit with a draw. I'm going to go with a 2-2.
Frank
Desmond.
to both clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
Leicester wingers are dangerous. 9-0. We ain't got bloody 9 inners, mate. There they are, not again.
It won't be 9-0. I don't think there'll be like bucket loads of goals.
We ain't got a squad like that either. Massive changes since then, Nigel. I'm going 2-1 Martin to Leicester, our backers. And now Steve will give you his. Steve, what did you go for in the predictions?
I went for a 2-1 Southampton win. I just think that we're quite poor and you guys are in form. So yeah, unfortunately, I went against my own team.
3-3. That'd be an interesting game. Let's see it goes. Martin, thanks for coming on, mate.
Than're You're welcome, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Really
It's been an absolute pleasure.
What's coming up on the Football Martin channel?
Mate, we have shows go out every day. In YouTube format. So we're pretty big on Facebook now, and available in download as well. So we've got quite a bit from the weekend. We had instant reaction yesterday, match day vlog, player ratings. Tomorrow, I'm going to sit down with you and preview the game on my channel and get a real deep dive into Leicester City season so far with you. So definitely going to get you guys on the channel, or get yourself on the channel tomorrow evening, 7:00, and then we will be building up to the game against Leicester as well throughout the day on Tuesday. I'm at Southampton all day, so keeping on my TikTok, YouTube, and constantly posting, constantly got content going out. So some fantastic content. Going to meet you actually on Tuesday as well, and catch up with you guys. I'd like to see Danny Dork if he's coming. I think it was mentioned maybe by Ross a minute ago in the chat, but whether Danny Dork is travelling south. I was at the club Friday and I heard there's short of 1,000 tickets sold, under 1,000 tickets. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I know you gave us 1,900 odd, but it's if people buy tickets and just don't go to the Martin.
Yeah, I think you'll be lucky if there's 800 there by the sounds of things.
Yeah,
in the away end.
We'll see.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of tickets for sale on our end as well, so I think it's the same both ways.
It's gonna be bloody freezing cold. I don't know what the weather conditions are, mate, but as long as it don't rain, then
tell you what. Before you go, would you like the weather forecast for the south coast of England? So if you're any Leicester fans,
podcast big up Mark.
Yeah, if you're heading south on Tuesday night, the weather is as follows. I will give it to you right now because it's not that cold down there, actually. It was cold a couple of days ago, but it has warmed up a little bit, Jack. It's not where it was. It's going to be dry, which is good. It's going to drop down, though. It's going to be around 5 degrees on Tuesday evening. In the day, it's a sunny day. Sort of not going to get into double figures, though, Tuesday, unfortunately, boys. So it could be a little bit chilly when you arrive. So
shorts weather, 5 degrees. That's shorts weather. That's all year round.
Depends if your legs can take it, mate.
If you could take it, that's it.
Well, it is for me. I was up in Scotland last week and it was -2 and I was walking around in shorts. So,
cold up there. Thanks for having me on, Jack. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, mate.
Guys, go and hit the like button on Martin's put it out on his channel. I'll put it out on the Final Whistle. So both go and hit a like button on both videos. Subscribe to both channels. And I will.
I need one more subscriber to get to 7,000. So there's one person.
Right, go and subscribe. Martin will get you 100 quid.
Subs.
Martin will get you 100 quid. Martin, thanks for having a great chat, mate. I'll catch you tomorrow for the video on your channel. And all the best, mate.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
That's Football Martin. The talking's done. Time for the battle on the field, mate. Let's see it. Let's see if Leicester turn up on Tuesday night, and let's see if the fans will be the 12th man and try in 6 degrees on the Isle of Wight. Whoa. Apparently, you look like a Bond villain, Steve. You prepping for the new Bond film, or you know?
No, she's just a lovely cat. She's been sat here watching the screen.
Lovely.
So I think, to be honest, she's probably a bit bored, but she hasn't left yet. So
There we go.
Yeah.
So we've had an hour. Thanks to all the Leicester fans and the Saints fans for coming on. We really appreciate all your comments. Big respect to everyone that's come in. We do appreciate it. Go check out Championship predictions. There's our 2 mugs on there. And Rich is on there as well, even though he's upset a few people. Well, one person. But no, thanks for watching. Take care. Match day vlog will be out Tuesday as we travel to St. Mary's. If you see me, come and say hello. Come and have a chat with me. Come and give me predictions. Up the Foxes. On to Southampton. Come on, boys.